Good day. On today's video, we'll be looking at the Cisco packet tracer. So before we go into the Cisco packet tracer, what is Cisco? So Cisco packet tracer is a powerful free open source network simulation virtualization tool. So it helps us design a network, troubleshoot a network without needing the physical hardware to actually do it. So you can actually configure a network, design a network, or troubleshoot a network virtually without needing physical hardware. So we are going to be doing a basic network configuration using switches and computers. So what is a switch? So a switch is a physical hardware that connects multiple devices like computers, printers, and wireless access points within a local area network using cables. So we're going to be using switch to connect devices together, and then to test if our configuration works. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do on our Cisco packet tracer is at the bottom part here we can see network devices, we can see end devices, we can see components, connections, miscellaneous, and what's this? Okay, multi-user, right? And at the bottom part you can see, once we select network devices, you can see routers, you can see switches, you can see hubs, you can see wireless devices. When we click on end devices, you can see PCs, you can see home, you can see smart city, and many others, right? So now we are going to be, like I said, we're connecting devices together, PCs together using a switch. Okay, so we click on network devices, and at the bottom part we select switches. So we are going to drag the switch to the center of the screen. We're going to drag the switch to the center of the screen. So now we have our switch that we are going to connect to. Okay, and also we still need our devices we are going to connect together. So click on end devices, then you see here we have different devices we can connect to. So we're going to be using 3 switches, we're going to be using 3 PCs and 3 laptops. 3 PCs and 3 laptops. So we drag 3 PCs to the screen. So drag one, come back, drag the second one, and then come back and drag the third one. Okay, and we'll also be using 3 laptops. So drag one, so, and 3. So now we have our 3 computers, our 3 personal computers, and 3 laptops. So we're going to connect them together to the switch. Right, we're going to connect them to the switch. So when we come here, we can see cables, because without connecting them to cables, they are not actually connected. So you see cables. Then we have this lightning symbol, which just, if you select this, it automatically connects the device by itself, but we're not going to be making use of that. So to connect the switch to connect computers or PCs to switches, we use the copper straight cable, copper straight through cable. So we're going to select this, right? Then tap on the switch. They tell us to choose a port because a switch has so many ports, right? We're going to select the first one, which is fast Ethernet /1, and then we're going to drag it to, let's say, this. So select the ports. So we've connected this PC to the switch. So we'll do the same for the rest. So now we've connected our computers to these switches, to this switch using the copper straight through cable. Like, but that doesn't mean they have been connected. We have to do some basic configurations to them. Right, we are going to assign an IP address to each of these computers. Right, so we click on this first one, right, and then we go to desktop. So you can see IP configuration, you can see dialog, you can see terminal. So these are the components, or these are the features of this PC. So we are going to actually go to IP configuration. So you can see IPv4, subnet mask, default gateway, DNS server, IPv6. So IPv4 means IP version 4, and IPv6 means IP version 6. Okay, so to not go deep into that, let's just configure. Let's give an IP address. So in my own case, I will give my IP address 192.168.1.2. 192.168.1.2. So this tells us is a class C IP address. The class C. We have class A, class B, class C, class D, and class E IP address. So this is a class C IP address. Okay. Then on the IPv6 configuration, I'm just going to select automatic. So once you selected automatic, the IPv4 gives us a subnet mask. So this 255.255.255 is a type C, class C subnet mask. So a class A subnet mask is 255.0.0.0, while a class B is 255.255.0.0, while class C is 255.255. So it's 255.0, but a class D and a class C does not have a subnet mask of 255.255. Okay, so that's that about that. So I've given my IP address 192.168.1.2. So I'm going to close this, and I'll give my next an IP address. So I'll say 192.168.1.3, and then I'll still change the IPv6 to automatic. It still give us an IP address, the subnet mask, sorry. So I'm giving this .1.2.1.3. So we're going to continue 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, and 1.7, right? So do this. So say 192.168.1.4. I'll change this to automatic. Same thing here. Say 192.168.1.5. Change this to automatic. Same thing here. One 192.168.1.6. Change this to automatic. And then the final one, 192.168.1.7. okay, then we change this to automatic. So giving all our computers, all our personal computers and on our laptops, an IP address. So we have to check if the configuration is actually correct, if we can ping each of these systems. So ping is used to check the connectivity of a system, right, or a network. So one other way we can use to know that our configuration was correct, all these arrows are green. If you are doing your own configuration and you see each of these arrows red, maybe one of them red, you know that your configuration is wrong. Okay, so we're going to be using laptop 1, for instance. You can use whichever you decide. So I'm going to open a command prompt, and I'm going to ping another IP address to see if its connectivity is active, or if it's able to connect, right? So I'll say ping. I use the ping 192.168.1. Let's say .2. So I did not get any error. I got reply. I got a reply, which means my connectivity for .1.2 was actually correct. So I'm going to do the same thing with .1.3. I'm going to ping it, and I did not get an error. I'll say .1.4. I did not still get an error. If you do your own configuration, you get an error, you have to check if you wrote down the correct IP address. It should be 192.168.1.2. Okay, so my configuration is correct. So now we're actually going to do a basic ICMP connection. So ICMP stands for Internet Control Message Protocol. Okay, so I'll click on simulation, I'll click on edit filters, and I'm going to uncheck all this and leave only ICMP. I'm going to uncheck all this and leave only ICMP. So I'll do this. I'll uncheck every single thing. Under the IPv4, I'll leave only ICMP. Then I go to the IPv6 and check and uncheck every single thing that is checked. So I remove NDP, ELGRP version 6, OSPF, HSRP. I remove all this and leave only ICMP. So I'm going to be unchecking FTP, HTTPS, even SSH. I'm going to uncheck TACAS. I'm going to uncheck Telnet. I'm going to uncheck VTP, Bluetooth, DTP, and everything basically. So just leave only ICMP. Leave only ICMP. So you uncheck every single thing. So I'm almost done. Okay, so now I've unchecked every single thing from here and left only ICMP on IPv4. I left only ICMP checked, right? But the rest I unchecked every single thing. So now we are going to try to send a message to each of the, from a PC or from a laptop to another computer, to see if those messages will go through. If it doesn't go through, our configuration is incorrect. So we're going to select the message icon at the top here where it says add simple PD. We're going to select it, then choose where do I want to send it to. So I want to send from laptop 1 to maybe PC 2. Then I go back. I want to also send from laptop, from PC 1 to laptop 0. You can do it whatever way you decide. You can send from wherever you want to. So I'm going to send the last one from PC 0 to laptop 2. So now I've given each messages and I'm sending it to each laptop. Okay, so I'm going to play it and see if my configuration is correct. So the messages are sending. So you can see my messages sent. It did not give me any error. My messages sent successfully. You can see the good icon, it ticked correct, which tells us my message sent correctly. Okay, so that is that about that, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.